Welcome to Fresh Start. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Today I would love to share one of my favorite dressings that's made with cilantro and also my favorite taco salad. So you're going to start with some fresh cilantro for your dressing. Cilantro, you want to make sure, I don't know if you can see this, you want to make sure the leaves are really fresh and not limp. Like right here's one, I'm going to throw that out. So you just need to make sure that they're very, very vibrant. And so when you go shopping, always make sure that it looks like this, not wilted, okay? So you're gonna start out also with some olive oil. And you're gonna need a blender for this. It has to be a high-speed blender. So, and it's usually about half a cup of olive oil. And to make this real creamy, what I love to do is add some Just Mayo. And Just Mayo is a plant-based mayonnaise that you can get at our local store here. It runs about $3 or $4 and you get a whole quart. So it's really affordable. There, so you're gonna put about half or 2 big old heaping spoonfuls, which is about half a cup. The next thing you're going to add is fresh lime juice. So what I've done is I've taken a lime and I have just squeezed all the juice out of it, and you want about 1/4 a cup to 1/2 a cup of lime juice. I'll go ahead and pour that in there. The next thing you're going to add is a little bit of maple syrup. And it's pure maple syrup, and as I always say, it's not pancake syrup, it's pure maple syrup. And again, that's about 1/4 of a cup or less if you don't like it as sweet. Then you're going to add a little bit of garlic, which is usually about a teaspoon of minced garlic. And garlic is so good for so many things. So it's good for bad colds, and it's like a natural antibiotic. Also a little cayenne. Just a tad, because you don't want it to be too spicy. And a little bit of coriander. And coriander is the seed of the cilantro. So back in Aztec days, they used cilantro as a healing food. So it's also known today in the natural world for like anti-diabetic plant. So in Europe, that's actually what they treat diabetes with, is cilantro. So you're going to add about a teaspoon of the coriander. Coriander, this is just a fun fact, coriander is also used to treat UTIs. So if you have a urinary tract infection, you can soak this in about a teaspoon of water, just a little bit, half a teaspoon and a teaspoon of water, and overnight, and then actually put it in a smoothie or just put it in some water the next day, and it helps relieve pain and it helps your body to heal quicker. All right, the next thing I'm going to use is about a teaspoon of cumin. This is going to give it a little spice. And then just a little pinch of sea salt. I'm going to add 2 pinches. All right, I'm going to put my cilantro in there. Put the lid on. It's going to be kind of loud for just a minute, but worth it. I'm going to test it. Yummy. So you can see how nice and green that is. It's wonderful on a taco salad. So it's got that spice that we like, but not too much. But if you do like a lot of heat in it, you can always add more cayenne, some more cumin in there that'll make it a little bit spicier. All right, for our salad, I like to start out with, of course, a plate of fresh greens. So what I'm going to do is make the mixture first, which is 1 red onion, a tomato. Have onion on the brain here, because onions are really good for a lot of things too that we don't think about. Helps our body fight, it builds our immune system, and you never think an onion would do that, but Anyway, this is a tomato. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to just chop this to bite-sized pieces. Whoops. I'm just going to go ahead and throw those in my bowl. And I use the seed and everything, so some people don't like the seed, and it's quite all right if you don't want to, if you can get the seeds out. So you're just going to add those to a separate bowl from your greens. And I love to get my tomatoes fresh from the garden if possible. All right, let me clean this. All right, the next thing I'm going to use is a white or sweet onion. It's your choice. If you want a yellow onion, Vidalia, totally your choice, whichever one you prefer. And it's half an onion or one small onion. And again, you're going to chop it into little small pieces, bite size. And hopefully I won't start crying because I have 2 whole onions to chop here in just a minute. All right, you're going to add that to your mixture. And this is really good because it's hot outside. It's super duper good. Keeps your body cool through these hot days. And just remember, when you do eat something really heavy, I've said in the past that it actually heats your body up, and in the summertime, that's not good. You can have a heat stroke, even just from eating the wrong foods. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is half of a red onion. I'm just going to chop that also, just like I did the yellow or white onion. Peel the skin off. Okay. And again, you're going to chop it into the smaller pieces. I was talking about cilantro. A lot of people don't know all the benefits of cilantro, and I was actually surprised when I read about some of the benefits. I know that it actually helps get heavy toxins out of your system. It's also good for digestion, and I never knew that. So if you're having problems with colitis or even irritable bowel syndrome, even Crohn's disease. So stuff like that, it actually helps aid in the digestive system. So if you're suffering from something like that and you really can't eat a salsa or something like that, you can put it into your smoothies in the morning. So you can do a nice smoothie, just put a few sprouts of cilantro in there, or even the coriander seed is really good for that. All right, so I'm adding that to my mixture. Oh, I'm starting to cry. It's getting pretty potent over here with these onions. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up an avocado. Oh, gotta wipe this board down just a little bit. It is getting a little strong. Sometimes my glasses kind of help that, but they're not helping today. Okay. So I'm going to chop this in half. And again, when you shop for an avocado, you want it to be the firmness of like an orange, or a tennis ball. So that's what you want to feel for. If it's mushy and it sinks in, it's too ripe, don't get it. Or if it's too hard. So if you can hit it against your hand and it's not soft, it's not ripe yet. And a lot of times you can tell just by the little core here. If it's brown like that, a lot of times that means it's ripe also. So I'm going to pull that apart, and you can see how nice and green that is. And if you don't use all the avocado, leave the pit in, and the pit will help keep the avocado, put in a baggie, the pit will help keep the avocado green when you put it in the fridge and use the next day. I'm going to put these in little slices. to turn the avocado sideways. Where I've done the slices, I'm going to go the opposite direction. All right, and then I'm just going to, what I'm doing is I'm taking my finger underneath, between the skin and the meat of the avocado. And see how I'm doing that? And it just goes right into the bowl. And I'm going to do the same thing to this side. I'm going to go slice first. And then you're going to turn it. And then go under between the skin and the meat of the avocado and just dump that in there. So there's different ways to do an avocado, but this is my favorite. It's probably the messiest. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some cilantro. And you want to do a fine chop or a rough chop if you prefer. If you like it really fine, that's fine. Get it. But I like a really thin kind of chop with cilantro. And that's going to give it a really powerful flavor and super duper good for you. Another way you can do this, if you don't want to put it on the salad, I like to get romaine leaves. You can get the large romaine leaves at grocery stores, farmers market, and you just, with this mixture, you just fill the romaine leaves and make a little taco out of it. You can also add grains to this if you wanted to add brown rice to this. It's wonderful with brown rice in it. Just gives it makes it heavier, so you feel more full. My favorite grain, of course, is quinoa, because quinoa is the healthiest grain. It's full of all the amino acids and protein. Okay. I'm going to put this in here. Next, I'm going to add my favorite salsa. You can make your own, or you can cheat like I did today and use just about half a cup of your favorite mild, whatever flavor you like, or how strong or hot you like it. You're just going to pour that in. Oops. So you're just going to pour the salsa right in, however strong or hot that you like it. Put my mess here. All right, the next thing we're going to add is some fresh lime juice. I'm only going to put half a lime, juice of a lime, just half of it, just all over that, really good. It's going to make it real good and tangy. It's smelling really good. Now comes more color, so we're going to add some corn, and you can do frozen corn or fresh. And it's about a cup of corn. And you can be super duper creative with it. You can add chickpeas, kidney beans to this. You can add it to where it's a huge salad, and just it's not going to hurt you to eat. It's going to be full of protein and all types of nutrients. So here I have black beans and black olives. So I'm going to add that to it. And again, about half a cup of black beans and a fourth a cup of olives. Okay, so with this, I am going to add, let's see here, let me stir it up and see what we get. It looks really pretty, it smells good. I'm going to add some cumin to it. Cumin gives it that taco flavor, so we're going to add a little bit of that. And you can add chili powder to this, but the salsa has a lot of that already in it, so just, you don't want it to be too overbearing. Look how pretty that is. And this is even good if you don't want to use the greens. You can put it over pasta and then top it with some salsa. there's your greens. And so you're just gonna scoop this over, and it didn't take any time to do this. And if you want to make it fun for the kids, or get the family more involved with healthy eating, get them involved with chopping or doing the salad dressings. Because once you do your own salad dressings, you won't go back to a store bottle unless you just absolutely have no choice, because these have so much more flavor and you know what's in them. There's that. Now I went to the store and I bought some blue chips. Blue chips are made from blue corn. And I had someone say, is there such a thing as blue corn? And yes, there is. Blue corn is so much more healthier for you, so I always like to add blue chips to my taco salad, and I like to make them pretty. So I just kind of stick this in there. And again, this is something the kids could get involved with, where they could put their own chips in, or you can crush them. My husband loves just to crush them and crumble them over the top. That's pretty. All right. If you've ever been to the cafe downtown, I love to make sour cream. I put it all over everything. So with this, I love sour cream on the top. So what I've done is I've taken about 1/4 cup of the just mayo that I showed you and just put that in a cup. And what you're going to do is you're going to take either a lemon or a lime, put a little bit of that on there, add some onion powder to it, and again cover the top with whatever size bowl you have, and some garlic powder, just a little. And you're just going to stir that up. And if you don't want to use lime or lemon, you can use apple cider vinegar, which gives it more, to me actually, the taste of sour cream. All right, so there's your sour cream. And if you don't tell anybody, they won't know it. And it's actually a healthier version, and you cannot tell that it's not sour cream. Okay, so we're going to put that on top. Okay, now comes the dressing. And this dressing, pretty much you have to, once it's done, you have to serve it, because it doesn't do very well in the fridge. If you leave the veganese or the mayo out, it does fine. So it's the mayo that kind of makes it not sit well in the fridge. All right, so here's pour that. Garnish, and voila, there you go. And you can throw more tomatoes on here. There's a little bit of, I like to use every little drop. There we go. Okay, there is the taco salad, and you know every ingredient in it, including the dressing and the sour cream. Okay, put that there. The next thing I'm going to do is a guacamole. I love guacamole. It's so easy to make if you've never made it. I'm going to use this bowl. So you're going to start, of course, with avocados. And again, remember the texture or the firmness of the avocado. And usually 2 to 3 avocados is what it normally takes for a medium-sized bowl of guacamole. So I'm going to slice and then cube. A lot of people won't eat avocados because they think they're fattening. They are not. They are monosaturated fats, which is a healthy fat that your body actually needs, especially your brain. So just enjoy them, because they are, you can say it's a good fat. It will not hurt you to eat a whole avocado a day or 2. So you're going to cube that, slice it, and then dump. Okay, I think that's all we need for this plate. I have made a mess. All right, now I'm going to do a little onion in here. And it's about a 1/4 piece of onion, a red onion. And you can also add the sweet onion if you don't care for the red, or both if you like. So this one's just going to be an easy version of the guacamole. And chop. And then part of a tomato. I'm just going to do about half of a tomato. And again, you're just going to chop that up also. And if you don't want to do a tomato, you can put a little bit of salsa in this if you prefer, but sometimes that does tend to make it kind of runny or not as thick. I like it thick and chunky, so that's what you're getting today. Just throw those in there. All right, so you're going to get your cumin out, your salt and pepper, and you're going to add to this mixture. And if you want cilantro in it, cilantro is great in it. So let me see if I have any extra and chop up. So I'm doing the juice of half a lime. And a tiny bit of cilantro, so I'm going to just chop this little bit up. It's not much, but believe it or not, there's so much flavor in just a little bit of this that it will be fine. And also you can use the coriander. And just sprinkle just a little bit because it is the seed of the cilantro. And the cumin. And then we're just going to press it and make some guacamole. See if I can get a bigger spoon. Like I said, I like it chunky, and it's kind of like the taco salad. You can add jalapenos to this, just whatever you like. Some people do not like the jalapenos in it. I love it, but I don't have any today, or it would be in here. All right, so again, I'm going to serve this with blue chips. So if you really want to look like you've been in the kitchen all day, serve taco salad along with some chips and guacamole that they won't get anywhere else but your house. All right, well, that's the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you loved the recipes, and I'll see you next time on Fresh Start.